What's up guys, Syiler here with Wwow.stratics and we are back on the Warlords of Draenor Alpha taking a look at the Razorfen Kraul updates, or more of like the revamps. It's been changed to flow slightly differently. There isn't too many sort of like, the layout hasn't really changed, they've just affected the old layout, I guess you could call it. So first up you got this kind of like rope trap. If you walk over it, there's multiple in the dungeon, they'll set off basically an alarm and a mob will come. They are avoidable, you can just walk around them, but they're reasonably easy to notice. And that to the left used to be, you could go down there, but it's now been blocked off and I haven't seen any way of getting it unblocked. So I guess it's to stop people going the wrong way. Could be slightly confusing for people who hadn't run the dungeon before. You'll also notice there's a Razorfen Kraul scenario box on the right hand side to give you kind of like a checklist of where you should be going. So that's useful so people know, okay, we've got like 2 bosses left to kill. This bit could be a little bit confusing though, as the other end is blocked off and this end is blocked off, but all you need to do is kill all the mobs in the area and it will unblock this section. I thought it may have unblocked the other section, that's why I looked back, but it was still blocked off. So we're going to carry on down here, and good god there's a lot of boars. They've updated the packs here. They haven't changed too much, but they've made them more like, there's a lot more pigs, and the packs have had a bit of a sort of revamp. Down here we've got another trap along with a chest behind the trap, so I guess it's meant to be kind of like oh, someone's just going to run over and try and get the chest without looking, which is smart. It's kind of nice to have small little things like that in the dungeon, kind of like a booby trap set on the chest. Haha, said booby. The pack there, you'll notice it has kind of like a little elemental geode thing as a pet now. So I quite like that. It's quite cool looking. And you'll notice, you'll realize kind of why they have them now, because they've changed kind of the theme of the dungeon slightly. It's still the same bosses, but the general theme is more they're trying to like, I guess, manipulate elementals and things like that in here right now. Is the theme of things. So here there's a lot of packs. The packs once again haven't been affected too much, but there are some new packs. There's these little trainees, so we're going to butcher them down. And there's still the 2 routes that you do need to go here, and you cannot continue forward until you kill the 2 mobs. So I come down here just to see if it is possible to get past, but nope. You do need to clear out this area, and there's 2 bosses that we still need to kill in this area before we can continue. I haven't tried doing the bosses the other way around, but I'd imagine you have to kill both of them before the door will unlock. Although, that might not be 100%, you might only need to kill the left hand side boss. I always go, because I'm used to running like this, going down the right hand side, and then going back and going down the left hand side. That's normally how groups would run this place. So I'm going to head down here, and the boss is still the same boss. The loot tables seem to be the same as well. He has a lot of boars behind him, but they don't do anything. They don't really interact with the fight. I give him a couple of seconds just to see if he does anything. It could be that he summons them as the fight goes on, and that seems likely, but unfortunately I one-shot him because I'm a level 92 at this point, so if I didn't one-shot him there'd be some issues. But he drops the thorn spike, which is what he drops on live, so his loot table seems the same as normal, but there could be a couple of additional items in the dungeon that I haven't seen. So now we're going to head across and go down the left hand side. As you'll notice, the door was still locked, so we definitely need to kill this boss no matter what, but it's whether you need to kill the other boss I'm not too sure about. I'd imagine you would, because they kind of have this checklist thing now, and they want you to fully clear the dungeon, making sure people get all the quests done. Because that was one issue with running the dungeon before. People who were just running it for experience, generally the tank, would just skip bosses and skip packs just because they wanted to get the dungeon done as quickly as possible, while people who had quests were left behind and like, well, I want to kill this boss. It's like, well, tough. You solo it or you come with the tank. So now they've made it more mandatory that you have to kill the bosses, which means people who have the quest won't be left out, which is a good thing, to be honest, because there's a lot of times where I'm leveling and all, and I'm like, oh, I'll do this dungeon to get some quick XP, and then the tank just rushes through it, and I get like 1 of 4 quests done. And it's like, well, great, I either need to queue again or just leave this dungeon now. This boss has been changed slightly. He used to have 2 mobs with him, but now they have kind of a health link type system. I don't know if the health link affects your party as well. I'd be curious to see, but basically, if you take 1 mob down to 50%, they'll all be down to 50%, so multi-dotting and stuff like that would be really, really useful there, as you'll be doing like more effective damage basically. The packs here have been shortened, there's not as many. And then here's where the dungeon starts to change a little bit more. So as you'll see, this guy is new, and basically they were messing around with basically an earth type elemental thing, and it killed them all. And then they have a rock elemental here that they're trying to manipulate or something, I'm not too sure what, but basically that kills them as well. So there is something strange going on here, you know, a little bit of a different theme. And as you'll notice under the bridge there's all these tentacles there, and you'll see later on I actually tried to go down there, but you can no longer go that way. The escort quest and all that stuff that was down there is now gone. As you'll notice, the bats in this bit have been updated. They're now the new bat model, which looks really good. I do like the new bat model. And you'll see the blind hunter. I think this guy used to be a rare spawn in the other end of the cave. This guy is now like an actual boss. He's always here 100% of the time. They've removed the pack of the quill boar here where you had to like kill them to unlock the cave. Now when you kill the bat, the cave will unlock. But currently there's nothing in here. It's strange that they kept this in, because this used to be where the big pig boss was, and I like the pig boss. I do. I don't know why they got rid of the pig boss. It was basically a big massive boar, and when you got like halfway down this little tunnel he'd run at you, and he was just a big pig. So he's now gone. I don't know why that unlocks when you kill the blind hunter. Maybe they have some plans for it. Oh, there he is there. He's been eaten. I didn't even notice that. So the bats have actually come in and they've eaten him. That's pretty sad. Rip pig. Much rip. So now there's toads in this area. And there's a rare toad here. So this is basically replacing the blind hunter. So you're not missing out on the rare that can spawn here. It's just changed basically. The blind hunter is now a boss, and the toads is now a rare spawn. And then we got one more pack here as normal. I think there's one less mob in that pack. I'm not too sure. But yeah, still roughly the same size pack. The quest giver here, the spirit, he's been like reduced in size. He's not a massive pig anymore. He's just a little guy. The crone has been moved forward. She's been moved to the bottom of the staircase, and the stairs have been all blocked off. You can no longer get past this. You can't get down to the lower area. That has all been basically removed. So once again, it stops groups from skipping quests. Those who wanted to do the escort quest were usually left to like 2-man it, while the other people would leave the dungeon. So they've just completely scrapped it. They've got rid of the idea of the escort quest down there, and they've just basically made the dungeon more straightforward, made it so everyone gets what they want from it, which is a good change. I like that. So as you'll see now, I try and go back and get to where the like vines are, just to see what happens. I thought, well, maybe they've changed that bit. Maybe you have to go the other way and get down there, and there's like another section of the dungeon. But that isn't really the case. It's just completely gone now. They don't want you to be down there anymore. So essentially the dungeon run is quicker, it's more straightforward. Groups should have an easier time understanding where they need to go, because it's all fenced off and it's like go this way, go that way. There should be no more groups getting confused, people getting lost, people missing out on quests, which is overall a good thing. As you'll see when I jump up, you just get thrown straight back out. They really don't want you to be down there. It does some percentage-based damage as well, that's why you'll see I take a large chunk of damage there. So that is a look at the new Razorfen Kraul. Don't forget to thumbs, fave and subscribe for more Warlords of Draenor content coming soon. Let me know what you think of the changes. I like it. I mean, it's not anything crazy. It hasn't been drastically affected. It just makes the run a lot more straightforward and, as I said, nicer for people who have quests here, and makes those who don't not be scumbags anymore, basically. So, as I said, don't forget to thumbs, fave and subscribe for more Warlords of Draenor. More Warlords of Draenor content, along with other WoW content. And thanks for watching, guys. See ya.